23 CR 634 Devin Walker, please. What are we gonna do on that?
I just got hired on that.
Huh?
I'm replacing John on that one.
Okay. Let me go on out. What are you gonna do? I said this for what?
I'm giving Miss Duchamp is giving me some DVDs in the courtroom. So I want when you look at these DVDs that she's giving me.
You need the file, Judge.
Yeah, I do. I've only gotten through page one, and this is like 6 down.
Yeah.
Or 7.
Here, Judge.
So we need to look at these DVDs.
Devin Walker is now called 23 CR 634. Well, you can't be proud of this charge, can you? Well, there's a way to avoid this. Don't be soliciting. You know what I mean? What do you want to do? 3 weeks?
Yeah,
Is this another one? All right. Well, you're going to be busy with me in 3 weeks. Get resetting.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate you. And that's all I got today.
How's a little bit?
All right, Zach is on a probation revocation. Mr. Zach, raise your right hand for me, sir.
Your Honor, I don't know if he'll be able to bring it.
Okay, never mind. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true? Would you be more comfortable sitting down? Can we get him a chair? Make yourself comfortable, sir. All right, so we're gonna get through this pretty quickly. So, Mr. Zach, you're before the court for a petition for revocation of probation. Devon Cornelius Zach, you were before the court for carrying a weapon in the airport, a long gun, at a commercial airport on the 12th day of May 2022, and sentenced to 12 months on probation. You have 7 months and 11 days remaining, but your sentence was told because you failed to report on July 15th, July 22nd, July 29th, August 15th of 2022, and within 10 days of September 1st of 2022. You last reported on June 13th of 2022. You failed to comply with getting a gun safety course or showing proof of that. You failed to pay your $340 in arrears, and you have a new offense of no tag expired or invalid tag in Clayton County. So, Mr. Zach, why weren't you appearing for your probation, and why didn't you get your gun safety course done?
My probation officer has my gun safety course. I just didn't have the money to pay it, and I couldn't make it. I was taking care of my 3 kids.
You couldn't make it to any of your probation?
No, ma'am, I couldn't. My Riverdale probation, she said she was going to violate me because I didn't have all the money. So I kind of figured I'd be violated from all probations.
No, I don't violate people for not having money. That's the last thing I worry about. What I don't want, and I tell everybody this, the quickest way to get rearrested is to not report. I don't say anything about money.
Oh, I said I was on the word. I'm not.
Well, did you ask?
I didn't, but I mean, I did the best I could. I got my gun safety course, and I was providing for my kids. I was just trying to.
All right. Did you come into the jail like this?
No, ma'am. I got stabbed yesterday by 3 guys. 3 to 4 guys. They stabbed me in my eye. They stabbed me pretty much all over my body, in my stomach, and my back.
What's the, is he in for anything else?
Your Honor, so we just looked and there's another probation case that's holding him that isn't on the calendar. I just saw that.
They dismissed that.
Okay.
That's Riverdale, right?
I'm not sure. And I'm not
I
sure.
don't have anything to do with Riverdale.
No, they dismissed that already. I already
Oh.
signed my release papers for Riverdale.
Okay.
Well, it's showing, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure you can see me. It's showing, when I look it up, that it's holding him still. But I'm not sure why, because he's saying that the only thing that he had, or the only other probation that he had was the Riverdale probation. So I'm not sure why he's still being held on that. And then he's also being held on the no tag. So we would ask that you, release him on the no tag, but I'm not sure what's going on with the other probation.
Yeah, because I went to court Thursday and the judge gave me time served on the Riverdale and I signed the papers and everything on Thursday and they dismissed the Riverdale probation. They said,
Okay, what's the recommendation in this case?
Your Honor, I did receive a certificate of completion of the gun safety course on September 21st. We would just recommend that he receive credit for time served since September 7th and suspend the balance, close the case.
It was the court Thursday about that. The judge do the Riverdale probation. He gave me time served.
I remember you said about that. I just don't know why it's still showing like that. That's what's somewhat what you're in for. It's on this probation, that probation, and no tag.
All right,
We just have to get his position from them.
For Riverdale, I think it's Romero, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That's who I talked to along with the judge on Thursday.
All right. Okay. Justin Topton. It's a fine on this, Well, I have to figure out what, I have to call Rivers to make sure.
all right, defendant shall receive credit for time served since September 7th of 2023. The court is going to suspend the balance and close the case. Court notes the defendant was severely injured in the jail where he was stabbed repeatedly. All right, sir, this case is over. What I do say is listen when somebody tells you, because my first thing that I tell everybody is the quickest way to get rearrested is to not appear for your probation reports. Okay. And this could have been resolved a long time ago without you having to go to jail.
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor,
All right.
if I may, the no tag that's holding him, I don't see it on the calendar, but I guess I would like to resolve it if we can, just so that I can make sure that, he can get released as soon as possible, but I just don't see it on the calendar.
Well, it just happened on September 7th, and the way things are moving downstairs, I don't know where it is. I don't have the ability to pull it up. Like if y'all can get it up, I'm fine with it.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I missed the last part that you said.
I said, if y'all can find it, I'm fine with resolving it. Otherwise, I don't just give him a court date and bring him back in. That's not something that he should still be in for.
I would agree, Your Honor, just the jail.
Why is, okay, that was the probation revocation part, right?
No, Your Honor, there's another, I think it's a no tag. When I look up to see what's holding him in the jail, there's 2 probation violations. One he's saying was resolved in Riverdale. The other one is a no or expired tag. It has a bond that's ready, a $231 cash bond that's in ready status. So we just resolved the violation of probation for the other stuff, and then.
But this also had, but what I'm saying is this has on it the the probation for the violation for the no tag, expired or invalid tag. That's part of this probation hearing.
Yeah, the one she talking about is the one I got brought in on. That's the one I had a note, I brought in for no tag. I haven't
September 7th.
Yeah, I haven't
So
been.
my understanding, Ms. Khan, is that they brought him in because he had an active probation, and you're to have no new violations of the law. The tag was a violation, and they brought him in, and also he failed to report. But now that I've resolved this, I don't know that the tag should still be holding him.
Yeah,
That's just another case that'll come up for arraignment.
I haven't been to court on that. No, it shouldn't, because I haven't been to court on it.
I mean,
That's not,
the thing is, it has a bond
it
on
has a bond, that's the only issue.
'Cause I got a lot
Okay, so what's the problem? Tell me what you need me to do.
I guess an OR bond on the,
I don't know.
on the no tag. It doesn't
But-
say.
I shouldn't even have a bond for that, but I haven't been to court on it. I have a ticket, it got a court date on the ticket.
This shit is showing
The ticket-
Okay, do it on, what is that?
unsecured judicial release.
Yeah, that. Give him one of those.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Zach, I hope everything works out for you, sir. That was a very unfortunate situation.
I thank you very much.
All right, they'll give me the order and we'll get that signed.
it. We don't have a bond.
Yeah, you typically don't.
So will I be getting up?
I don't know. I'm trying. I have to call. I don't know what's going on with the probation. This is actually-
Just ask, yeah. Is there an infirmary that he's in? Is he in the infirmary?
Your Honor, the nurses, has come up to get him, so I'm not sure exactly where. he's-
Yeah, he should be in the infirmary until he's released.
That's what you found out.
All right, Stevens.
Well, yeah.
Appreciate that. But this one, you-
Chad Mastreta, 22-40608.
November 7th.
Okay, I remember this case. This is a case where you tested positive for opiates, and then along came some kind of a copy of the drug. Do you have it with you?
Yes.
Yeah, let me see it. Okay. Let me make sure that.
I'll let you know.
Okay. See, I remember this. Did you ever see this?
No, Your Honor.
It's the way apparently they do things in Louisiana, which is not the way we do things in Texas. But he lives in Louisiana and we're stuck with it. It's a loophole to get around the rules. See, that's he's got one prescription, no refill for 2 weeks, but it's good for 1 full year, which means he can go to clandestine labs and get it refilled all per year. And meanwhile, he holds that in abeyance and it's in his back pocket. It's a loophole. I mean, I know I've seen it before. I know Texas doesn't have that. You don't get a 2-week prescription that's good for 1 full year because you can see what would happen.
Yes.
And it's easy. It's easy to go to the clandestine labs and fill them out all day long. And then you've got that in your back pocket saying, well, I've got a prescription for a year. And I just keep some pills. I hadn't used them all, even though it says to use in 2 weeks. I don't like that. I want him as a condition of bond. We're going to play the way Texas plays, which is a little more kosher. I want every 2 weeks. Your prescriptions are not good past 2 weeks, and you need a new prescription from your doctor every 2 weeks. Do you understand that? Those are my terms. Because I know what's going on. I know I do this. I've seen this. I know what's going on. It's not the way it's done in Texas. And Texas is a little different, which keeps the loophole closed. And if you keep oxycodone, every prescription for 2 weeks, I want to see every 2 weeks. It's only good it says 14 days. It says 14 days. You need to get a new prescription every 2 weeks and you need to get it to me, a copy. That's a condition of bond. We're not going to slip through the loophole on my watch. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Just be clear, this is not on oxycodone, this is vodka.
I know. It's a controlled substance.
Right.
When I say oxycodone or Vicodin, you can tell your doctor that as a condition of bond, that says, I'm reading that, it says 14 days, but it's good for a whole year. That doesn't make any sense. You know what happens? He can say, I'm not using it and I've got 14 tablets or 1 tablet or 10, and he keeps it but he can go to clandestine labs all day long and buy as much as he can, and he slipped through because he's got a get out of jail free card in his back pocket, which you don't get in Texas. You don't get out of jail free. So if he has to use it, it's 2 weeks at a time, and you need to get your doctor to sign on his medical license that, yeah, he needs another 2 weeks. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? It's on your prescription. The loophole is just sitting there. Like we're all stupid, but we're not stupid. We can see the loophole. You don't get a prescription that's good for 14 days and have it for 1 year.
Yes, sir.
Then you get to go to labs and not use it all. Go buy them at labs. And then you can keep that in your back pocket. And you can say, if you get stopped, you can say, I've been taking it all year long, but I've got this prescription on my back that says it's good for a year, and I've got 2 tablets left, and I'm testing positive. I mean, it's a loophole. We're not that stupid here. We're not going to let you get away with that. You're going to get it every 2 weeks, and I need to see a copy of your prescription every 2 weeks if that's what he's going to do. But I don't get it for 1 year. You don't get it good for 1 year.
In the event that he goes, his doctor moves him to once a month, is that, and gives him a prescription for 30 days, which I think is what he's telling me that he's.
That says 14 days.
Coming up, though, I think he says he's going to give him for.
They said that was only one time. They had to do a week first, then the next time was.
I know but look, the date says it's good until 2024. It's on the label. It says it's good to 2024. Well, that's a loophole. That's not right. He's saying one thing on one side of the label. On the other side, he's saying it's good for 1. It says it's 2 weeks. And then the other side, it's good through March of next year. No, that's not going to work with me. I mean, this is people who misuse controlled substances find loopholes, and we're going to try to plug them up. But that's what we're going to do on my bond. Do you understand? So if you're going to, and I want to see every 2 weeks, or if he wants to do then every month, but you need to send that to the bondsman. And we're gonna make sure that the bondsman understands that we're gonna be looking for a prescription that's updated every 2 or 4 weeks, not good for 1 year, which gives him a chance to misuse it. Which is what happens too often. Okay, that is all.
Thank you, Jerry.
Christine Bruca,
That's a 3, Your Honor.
come on up. 22-398-37. Never seen such a thing. This it's good for 2 weeks, and then on the other side it says good until March of 24. I mean, that's just that's so ripe for trouble. All right, you
Daniel's on or mine?
or you.